Hey guys, I've driven around a bit, running errands, helping friends out, and I'm here at a DC fast charger for the first time, and I'm gonna, hook it up and see. I'm still at right around 50% state of charge, so, uh, you know, and I- I want to make sure, see on the flow screen. I know it's probably not gonna have any additional data, but maybe it will show the flow. I'll toggle through the energy screens maybe a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and try and hook it up. I have some grocery shopping to do. Hopefully, I can multitask and do all of those things. And, we can just see how much energy we're actually getting back at about 50% state of charge. According to EVgo, these chargers are 60 kilowatts, but I don't know. It says 50 on the thing, but I've seen 60 online. I doubt that's what they are, though, so we'll see. All right, guys, so live and unedited, or, well, pseudo live. I just went ahead and got my shopping done really quick, either way. Um, yeah, so it turns out, and I think I've seen this before, I should have investigated closer, and this is why you test things out. So, the EVgo, it looks like so their standard format is actually two CHAdeMO and one uh, or the SAE combo charger. So if you have, like I have, an i3 over here, it means that they're taking up the only combo charger, and the only things that are left are the CHAdeMO, which explains to me why I was over here the other day and I saw two i3s, and one guy looked really upset because he was just sitting there doing nothing while the other one was plugged in. Um, anyway, so it live and learn, but I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I still have 125 miles of range, and it's only 25 miles that I have to drive before I have to plug in again. So I'm not going to really waste my time. I would have lingered a little bit longer in the store, but these are the types of things that we still have to deal with and work through right now. So, just something to keep in mind. All right. No charging. Okay, guys. So, I had a few final thoughts on the DC fast charger. I made it back to work, so I have a charger. Yes, it's raining again. Um, but I just had a couple of thoughts about that experience with the DC fast charger last night, and I wanted to sleep on it a bit. But so this is the state of affairs, right? The current state of affairs is public charging right now is spotty, and with more and more electric vehicles on the road, it's going to get more and more congested. Now, there are a lot of plans for new chargers to go in, so hopefully it scales at the same rate, but it's hard to tell that that will happen. Now, obviously, in my case, I didn't really need it. I was just going to do it for testing purposes. But I mean, this has been happening the entire life cycle of EVs so far in the last 10 years. So, the guy who was plugged in, he was driving a range extended i3. So, I could say, well, you have a range extender, right? Well, why do you need it? I'm an electric car. And that happened a lot, right? You'd see like the Prius plugins or the Volts in a level two charging stall, and someone with like a Leaf or a pure battery electric vehicle would come up and say, well, I really need this and you don't need it to get home. So, but I mean, ultimately, I think we just have to go by that standard of first come, first serve. If you're there, and I was thinking about that because there are some basic etiquette rules, right? And I was thinking, would that have helped in this situation? And in this particular case, no. And I was thinking, okay, well, what about a Leaf driver with the CHAdeMO, right? And they come in. Well, there are two charging options. You can either take solely CHAdeMO, This is at the EVgo format. You can choose the CHAdeMO, or you can choose one of the. It's a combo on the same charger of either a CHAdeMO connector or the SAE combo charger, and I was thinking, well, maybe if you just say proper etiquette is if you're a CHAdeMO vehicle, take the one that's only CHAdeMO, right? If you show up, nobody's there, take that one. But even that leaves something to be desired, because what if the next vehicle that comes is also CHAdeMO equipped? Well, now you've forced them into taking the dual charger, and you're going to end your charge. And if the next vehicle after that is a DC combo, they're going to show up and they're still not going to have a charger available. So, I think with EVgo, they really need, they upgraded that charging stall from like 25 kilowatts about a year ago to a 50 kilowatt or a 60 kilowatt charger. Well, when they did that, they should have upgraded both stalls to being dual, in my opinion. And I think moving forward, they definitely need to do that. That's like the new European standard, that no public chargers that can go in at this point can be solely CHAdeMO. They're going to have to be DC combo or DC combo and CHAdeMO. And I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the, prioritizing DC combo, but at some point we are going to have to all decide on a universal standard. But in the meantime, EVgo really needs to update the way they're doing the format of their charging stalls. Now, again, this wouldn't have been a big deal for me. Obviously, I had enough to get back to work, and I still have 100 miles of range left, so I'm not super concerned about it. But and the one thing I will say about EVgo in my area, they at least have the coverage, right? I could have driven 20 miles north and hit another DC combo charger. I could have driven 20 miles south and hit another one, and I could have driven another 20 miles south and hit a fourth one. So their coverage is very good, but I think the implementation at their site level needs to be improved significantly. So, I mean, just a side note, they do have a level 2 charger there, but plugging in a level 2 charger for an hour is less effective than waiting for a half hour doing nothing and then charging into a DC charger for a half hour. So just some thoughts on that. But yeah, I think this is something that needs to start being addressed quickly and soon. I know there are plans in place, but if that's how the sites are going to be implemented, I think that needs to be addressed. So, all right, those are my thoughts on it. Thanks.